I bought my first house when I was 21, surprised my mum and dad. But at the same time, I think I did it the wrong way because I could have used that money to work for me.
Like I left college with no idea what I was going to do. But I think these things helped me and pushed me to succeed and pushed me into the right direction to shift my mindset.
Should have invested my money somewhere else and then built a way to have a house.
Austin Jesus and Finlay Coldwell-Johnson are two young former Volkswagen mechanics who were stuck in the daily grind, fixing cars and dreaming bigger. Austin mentored Finlay on the job, but together they discovered podcasts and audiobooks and experienced a powerful mindset shift that led them to quit the 9-to-5 life. Now they're full-time property investors, building a portfolio with advanced strategies, all while embracing discipline, faith, and calculated risks. If you're ready to break free from the comfort and build real freedom, watch how these guys became truly self-unemployed.
Some people don't see the world as we do. Back then it really used to affect us because I was the same. But once my mind grows, I don't think the same, and whatever negativity is, I don't need to prove to other people that what I've got, I'm doing good for myself.
Hello and welcome to the Self-Unemployed podcast, where we talk about building wealth, becoming financially free, and building that wealth mindset. Today is going to be an interesting episode. I've got two young guys, Finlay and Austin, and I met them at a Christmas do a few weeks ago, and they impressed me with what they've done. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, because you've got an interesting story about how you met and things. So.
Yeah. So obviously, me and Austin work at Volkswagen, or used to work at Volkswagen at least. Austin was my mentor originally as well, so I was a little apprentice, so it was quite good from there. But yeah, our story just stemmed from working together as technicians. You know, our mindset was different from everyone else. The environment wasn't nice, so we just pushed ourselves. You know, you got me introduced with Samuel. You got me introduced with the podcast with Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it just went from there really.
So yeah, because you've sort of taken that leap. You met at a job,
yeah,
but you've taken that leap to become self-unemployed in a way, or work towards that. You've sort of broken free from the comforts that a 9-to-5 gives you. Yeah. So, Austin. So you were.
Yeah. So I was
like a supervisor or something.
No. So so basically, I was a mentor. So I was teaching him. He came new. I never treat anyone as someone lower than me. So I always respected him as a good mate. So we got along really well. In that place, I was always trying to break free, but at the same time, I had no capital. But I had saved up. I bought my first house when I was 21. Surprised my mum and dad.
Wow.
But at the same time, I think I did it the wrong way because I could have used that money to work for me. Because Rich Dad Poor Dad says if your biggest asset is your house, there's a big problem there. So I should have invested my money somewhere else and then built a way to have a house.
So you bought a house to live in?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I should have bought a house to investment piece.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not that bad. You can always change it, move out, rent it out.
Definitely.
Refinance.
Yeah.
There's
later
loads.
on. Yeah.
So yeah, it's not.
So all of that, and basically with Finn, I always saw him as a brother to me, and like a godsend. So I was listening to podcasts, and Finn was like, "Oh, what's this?"
Which podcast were you listening to? This one?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
No, it probably wasn't around.
Yeah,
when was that? What year?
Probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I only started this a year and a half ago.
So yeah, so listen to audiobooks, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Chimp Paradox, and a lot of books I've read. I'm reading right now, Sell or Be Sold, or Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. So it's always, my brain's always developing and getting stronger.
Yeah.
And I introduced Finn we were both used to share AirPods and listen to the same thing because we were always like around each other. And then we focused more on the podcast and everything. Like, why are we here? Well,
it's probably a job you can just do kind of automatically without thinking about it, really. What were you doing?
We were mechanics. We're mechanics, so we're just taking out bits and bobs.
What, fixing cars or
fixing
building?
cars, yeah.
Right.
And then in that way, it's like we're always together. He just has to watch me do a bit, and then I'll watch him. But at the same time, it's like after a bit, he picked up quite quick, to be honest, Finn did. And he's a fast learner, I should say that. And then we just picked up everything, and then we just put podcasts. I could just trust him to do the job as well. I just watch him at the same time, just looking over him, and then we just listen to podcasts, and audiobooks, and that's where we changed our mind. And I used to follow Samuel YouTube channel for quite years, but never took a step. That's where Finn, it's good because I'm quite stingy with my money. When Finn's just like, yo, let's take the leap and do it. And then
Yeah.
took the leap and joined Samuel Leeds Academy.
So Finlay, did you before that, were you into any of that kind of thing, or did he completely introduce you to that sort of mindset development?
Yeah, so I was always into making money. I think everyone is when you're a young age. You're like, you want to make money, but I didn't know what to do really. So, like I said, I originally had my own house, but we did the wrong sort of strategy with it again. You know, only rent it out by single let. It's not the best thing.
So you bought a house as well?
I did. So my story is a bit different. So I actually, thankfully, I mean, I'm grateful for it. I actually had inheritance.
Okay.
So it was when my mum passed away a few years ago. I had quite a lot of inheritance, and what I did, because I knew that I was younger and that could be negative in terms of me spending all the time, and my habits were a little bit bad, I thought I need to put it into a house. So I put it in quite an expensive house, but put it all in. And that actually wasn't a bad thing that I did, because I know that if I didn't, I'd probably spend it on silly stuff. But obviously I didn't know anything about Samuel originally, didn't know the strategies that we could use. Now, you know, there's so many different ways we talk about it. But I obviously put it into there, and I was like, all right, cool, trap all more money away. And since then, obviously, I've refinanced, put these BRRs, and now I'm going to sell the property. Now, obviously, you all wish stuff like it could be different. I wish I had that money now to do what I need to do. But at the same time, if I didn't do that, I probably would have spent a lot of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I think you probably did the right thing.
But going to your original question, yeah. So I didn't know obviously to do with Samuel. He introduced me to Samuel, which was great. And he was like, oh, one day he was just like, oh, have you seen this guy? I was like, oh, I think I've seen him around. I'm not too, you know what I mean? But started sending me videos, Instagram, started showing me videos in person. And I was like, oh, this guy's really cool. I like him because he reminds me a bit like me. Because I don't know, I've got ADHD like him. I'm always like hyper and all this. So I was like, yeah, I really like this guy. And you know, like Austin said about us with the podcast and listening and reading audiobooks, we thought, you know what? He introduced me saying, there's one of these Samuel events going on, the £1 crash course, and we was like, let's go to it, innit? We'll both like do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we took many videos that day, and like we got it for our own sort of like personal reasons to like push us.
Oh, what, you documented?
Yeah, exactly. But it was like we're literally the car journey there, and the way back was like, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be this. We're gonna be that. And you know, everything's going in the right direction, which is we're so thankful for. But we went there. It was fantastic. We obviously took the lead to do the 4-day crash course originally, and then it's basically stemmed from there, really, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the like 4-day advanced training.
Yeah, 4-day was the rent to rent, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what
the rent to rent accelerator one. Yeah.
But as you know, this podcast is a lot about mindset.
Yeah.
And because we're not like other people, something I keep saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go back again to when you were at Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Listening to podcasts, and this was you were sort of introducing him to that. What was that like? How did you sort of start to think, oh yeah, what we're taught is not right?
No, of course.
Best way.
So obviously, Austin mentioned we're both Christians. He came from a very Catholic family. Like brought up, I didn't. I went to a Catholic church, but my family wasn't really blocked in with Christianity and whatnot. So I, at the same time, was always drinking and doing stuff like that, which wasn't good. So my mindset was all over the place. So I wasn't fully locked into the right things. And obviously, when I met Austin, like I said, it is a godsend because he helped me shift and turn my mindset. And I was obviously very disciplined in my own actions, but at the same time, if it wasn't for Austin helping me and guiding me with my mindset, I would have probably been stuck drinking and doing stuff all the time. Like I said, now I'm a year sober, don't do anything like that, don't go out drinking. My friends still do. And they was like, come out, do this. But you have to shift. You can't just go for, if you want the one thing, which we will all do, is to be financially free. You know, you can't sit around drinking all the time doing this sort of stuff.
On a higher level, it's not even that. It's we just want freedom. Yeah, it comes down to freedom. Yeah, financially free, but it's not just that we want money. It's not about greed.
No,
it's about, you know, it's something that we as human beings we need. It's like natural, right?
Of course.
And yeah, the way that we're all conditioned, go to school, work hard, study hard, get good grades, get a job. It's all about comfort, but it's not. And we're sort of led to think it's going to be getting us freedom, you know. But at the end of the day, if you have to be somewhere at a certain time every day, it's not freedom, is it?
No. To be honest, I wasn't the best in school. I knew from the get-go it wasn't something for me. And I think that was probably stemmed from my ADHD. I couldn't sit in class and whatnot. I left college early, and I did obviously an apprenticeship, which was hands-on and probably good for me. But I didn't like it. They're all saying the same thing. You need to do this, you need to do that. And, you know, even my mindset wasn't advanced like it is now. I still knew that college and school wasn't for me. And I just, you know, I always, like I said, I take these risks. Like I left college with no like idea what I was going to do. But I think these things help me and push me to succeed and push me into the right direction to shift my mindset. So I'm glad I have took these risks in life. I'm glad I've took these leaps to leave and whatnot, because I could potentially have been in college still. I could have gone to and been an apprenticeship and finished it with Austin.
I mean, if you wanted to, if you'd done well in school, and you'd decided you wanted to become a doctor or a lawyer, you'd probably still be at university, still be racking up debt, or maybe you'd have left university, but you'd be in some still trainee position. You know, and still racking up debt or not earning very much because you're in that low level position, and you're still on a path that is not your own. You wouldn't have that freedom. No, because you know, under the conditioning, it's like that's what kids are told is super important, or like the only important thing. But then, but actually, when we realise that they're conditioned to be a certain way, and we're different, it doesn't mean anything. It's not. It doesn't have any value having good GCSEs to people like us. Once we realise, once we have the blinkers taken away.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, for me, what basically was in school, I was always getting into fights and this and that, and always want to do something like sell something and just.
That's weird. I can't imagine you getting into fights. I can imagine him getting in fights, but not you too much.
You know what? You won't even believe it. I do security Friday, Saturday around nightclubs and everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you want to see big events, build, isn't it?
Yeah,
like this.
You should come to the boxing event.
Yeah, definitely.
Boxing sessions we do.
Yeah, definitely. We need to do something like we've
talked about it, definitely. We like boxing. We've both had like a little bit of a boxing background. Nothing special, and nothing big and strong, but we do like boxing. I think it's good to hit stuff and hit people. No, that sounds bad. I shouldn't say that, but it's good for your anger.
Well,
some anger
like
management.
so, did you come to the boxing event?
We actually
won.
We missed it. No, the main one. The main one missed it.
Okay. Because I fought Jag.
Yeah.
We've
seen that one.
All right. I would never fight. I would never. I don't have a bad feeling towards Jag at all.
No.
But for each of us, for our own personal reasons, for the personal challenge, we agreed to get in the ring. Outside of the ring would be completely different. But once we got in the ring, but it wasn't about trying to hurt the other person.
Yeah. No.
It's about, for me at least, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for Jag, it was a personal challenge, for our mindset,
Yeah.
And we know that, it might hurt and stuff, but we knew that it was safe because, there's a referee and
paramedics
and everything,
of course.
all that, So, it's a good personal challenge, I think, which is important to stretch ourselves, push ourselves in ways like that.
Out your comfort zone, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
life is all about. Well, not for people like us. It's about getting out, getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, pushing ourselves because we have to, because the pull of the normal way is so strong. Yeah, you mentioned before we were filming some of your former colleagues showing negativity and how that used to get to you but doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
Tell us. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So basically, my friends as well sometimes just think it's a scam and whatnot. And what people like, what it is someone I'll bring a bag to you. Some normal people would be like, try to sell a bag. They would be like, oh no, it's too expensive. Let's say it's £100. But my mind's like, what's inside the bag? What value does it bring? So it's changed. So some people don't see the world as we do, and back then it really used to affect us because I was the same. But once my mind grows and develops, I don't think the same, and whatever negativity is like, I'm doing good for myself. I don't need to prove to other people that what I've got. People always ask me, how much money have you got now? How much money? That doesn't matter. I don't have to. I'm doing good for myself. Where I was better than where I was before, and my mindset's grown as well.
Yeah, and you're working towards the sort of freedom. It's not the way things work. It's not like the way that people who just kind of have a job and they just think, okay, money comes in and then that's how much money I have and then I spend it. They don't realize about, trying to build a nest egg, build a portfolio, so you might not have I don't have a huge cash flow because I'm building up assets, and a lot of that's with debt. I have mortgages and things. So, it's a whole different way of thinking, and normal people just wouldn't really understand because they don't have the long term. They just think about what's.
You've got that other conversation with someone
Yeah.
at work the other day about this, and their just mindset's different to ours. Talking about the negativity. Even now we still get it, but we're used to it.
Yes, some people just the mindset just was not there, and I was speaking to one of them. They're like, debt's always bad, but they don't understand about the good debt that Rich Dad speaks about. Samuel speaks about. A lot of millionaires that they only grow and leverage off debt. So that's something they can't wrap their head around.
Yeah,
it's not something simple.
It's the way we're taught. So
yeah, and then but for me, it just makes sense to use debt to make more money and leverage off.
Leveraging the right way, isn't it? Sort of thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of another level of complication and difficult to get your head around it a little bit, which is maybe why people don't understand it. But again, we're not taught at school. We're not, we are taught debt is bad, even if things like we're taught, buy a house and you need a mortgage for that. But people are still sort of encouraged to pay their mortgage off, which isn't necessarily a good thing, because a mortgage might be 5% interest, which is pretty low compared to what you can earn on that money. So instead of paying it off, invest it in something else. It's probably better off. This is what people don't understand.
Yeah, probably scared though.
Yeah,
because that's what they've been brought up in. It's your environment which is most important, because obviously we've had the encouragement from Sam, from many other millionaires, like the audiobooks that we listen to, we know what the right thing is. But sometimes I do feel bad for the people that don't, because they've not had that encouragement. Clearly, they only know what they know, and it's probably from teachers, from family members that have got the old mindset. So they're only following that. But it's about being scared gets you nowhere, does it? It gets you absolutely nowhere. If you don't take risks in life, you're going to be stuck where you are. And me and Austin know we're not happy, which was originally stuck in that situation. So it's like, okay, let's do something about it. Rather than moaning and groaning about it, which we was doing, saying, oh, we hate this job, we want to do something, we need to do this and that. We were like, okay, let's do something about it then. Because we are bad as ourselves for not doing anything. So it's like, okay, cool, let's go into this. And it's worked really well. So
it's like you're taking charge of your own destiny, and win or lose, at least you tried.
Yeah.
And that makes you richer as a person, whether that's financial or not.
No, of course.
I definitely feel like, when I was still working at Amazon, I'd already sort of started investing. I had a couple of properties and some stocks and shares. I was doing okay, and my plan was to just keep working, keep investing my spare money, see my net worth grow, and it was working. But I was miserable because I wasn't out there meeting with like-minded people. People at my work were either envious or didn't understand, or so. But now now I feel so much richer as a person. I'm living a richer life by hanging out with like-minded people, and pushing myself to do things I wouldn't have done before. The podcast wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done that. Yeah. So, it's not all about money. It's about living a fuller life.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
Totally agree.
Also, I would say that I did the similar thing. So when I was working as well, worked at many different places, and when I was working, I always used to invest my money. And after 9 to 5, I used to work on myself. Had my own business selling products on Amazon, Amazon FBA.
Yeah,
and then I was investing in stocks and shares, and also doing crypto. So because one of the books I read, it was like you can't rely on one source of income. You need like 7 different sides. One, work is not secured. You're just a number to them. So they lay you off. So I always invest my money all different places, so I know I've got security everywhere. That's what I do as well.
Yeah, that's good. I was similar. I did a bit of FBA and stuff like that. I used to specialize in selling Lego, because Lego goes up in value.
I like Lego. I used to love Lego.
Yeah.
Like that, so
Well, as long as you don't open the sets.
Oh,
yeah, I'd get to. I'd do that though. So
And if you get good at it, you can sort of time when a set is about to get discontinued, and then you buy that when it gets discontinued. You wait a few months. It could be worth double,
that's smart.
especially if it's a collectible one. But yeah, that was a long time ago. It's different, and also, but the problem with that business is you end up tying up a lot of capital in Lego, and you never know, it could get damaged or stuff. So it's risky, but it was fun.
It's a learning curve for all of us.
Yeah. So you said you've done stocks and crypto as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about.
So stocks and shares, me and Finlay both did it as well. I used to do it a longer time. Sometimes just because one thing goes down, I'd also learn about making a stock pie. So because
Like
back
a balance.
then, when I was like 18,
Diversified portfolio. Yeah.
So I did that back then. I put like about $1,000 in something, and it just went down. And it was like all the hype. I was looking at the news, whatnot. But then because I was always at work as well, I couldn't always focus. But now when I created a pie, a safe growing pie, where I know stocks that I was always going to go up, and it's like it's not always a get rich thing, because once you think about getting rich, that's when it goes down. You talk about slow growth and development in a safer way. That when I've done that, my portfolio scaled up. So we made a lot of money on Tesla stocks,
Nvidia
and stuff like that. Nvidia, ChatGPT.
I missed Nvidia. Should have, because it was so obvious it was going to go up, because when ChatGPT came out, feels stupid to have missed that. But I think you got to have a long-term view.
Yeah.
With stocks, I've never met anyone who sort of, who's made money as like a day trader when they draw the lines on the graphs and stuff like that. I know there are people out there, but I do think a lot of it is a scam. I think having a long-term view, buy and hold in stocks that are going to change the world,
Definitely.
It's not, you're not really investing in the stock, you're investing in the product.
Yeah.
What has this company got a product that is creating the future?
You got to believe in something as well.
Exactly.
I can't put my money in something I don't believe in.
Yeah.
Just good news or something.
Yeah, you can't. You don't want to invest in just some oil company just because it's below its average.
I've done something like that when I lost a lot of money just believing the news, and we all know like news is just it's just they want you to believe what they want to show you. That's another thing.
Yeah, it's a narrative.
And it's a thing that there's so many YouTube channels and training programs, but they have misaligned incentives often, because they do a deal with a broker, and they try and get their students to sign up with that broker, and then they earn a commission that way. But the brokers only earn a commission when you trade. So they only make their commission when you trade.
Yeah.
And if the best strategy is to just buy once and then hold it for the next 10 years, they only make they don't make any money. So they're teaching strategies that it's like buy, sell 20 times a day.
They make that money as well.
And that's how they make money. But that's not necessarily the best strategy for you.
Yeah, exactly. I just see like the gambling, the casino, like the house always makes the most money.
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones. So that.
Yeah, so you've got to be really conscious of that if you doing stocks and stuff. There's one good guy. Well, I'm sure there's lots of good people, but one guy that I like, if I decided I wanted to get into it, there's a guy called Anton Kriel. So check out Anton Kriel. He did a really good, he's done some really good talks where he exposes this misaligned incentive structure in the training world. So definitely check that out if you're interested in stocks and shares, just to be aware of that. I think it's really important.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you're in property now.
Yeah.
You both had property before, right? But you're doing other stuff now. So tell us about that.
So like the BRRs, obviously we've got an apartment right now. We've got 3 BRRs, all money out deals plus potential profit. So that's what we're focusing on right now. Obviously originally we had...
you've got them, those are...
Yes, well the keys come this January and then early Feb. So they've basically all been paid for.
So you're in conveyancing at the moment?
Yeah.
On all three? 3 at the same time?
Yeah. 3 at the same time, eh? Big juggling in it. So yeah.
Yeah. And are you bridging them to
No,
pay,
all
or
Cash, yeah.
cash from an investor or your own?
and our own money.
Right,
Because
okay.
obviously the inheritance I talked about
Right,
earlier. Obviously,
okay.
when I remortgaged my original property now,
Okay.
I'm in the process of selling that to free more capital from it, which is going to help us. But yeah, I remortgaged quite a lot of money, and I was able to provide the money to afford these.
And are you going to like do the work yourself, or you?
Damien, we're working with
Oh,
Damien.
you work with
these
Damien,
ones.
yeah.
He's got these he had the connections to get such a good deal with these. He's obviously got the builders and the connections in that
He's got his own
aspect. So obviously,
construction
I get all the money back, and then we'll split the profit that way. So that's the sort of process to take with this one.
Damien's been on the show, so if you're interested in more about him, check
Absolute
out Damien
legend.
Cheeseman episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went down to one of the properties that he manages on the Beaver Estate and interviewed him a few months ago, so that was good. Yeah, so then are you doing that in a limited company?
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
and then you're going to just build a portfolio
Yeah.
in the limited
Pretty
company.
much. Yeah, we've got our own other business for essays, which obviously we had one which fell through, but we're looking to sort of diverse and obviously build our wealth in that
Essays,
way.
as in, so you
Rent to essay.
rent to
So
essays.
these two, the 3BR, should I say, sorry, two are going to be HMOs, one's going to be essay, but we've got a separate business which is just rent to rent.
Yeah. Then we keep the business separate. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we do,
Yeah.
so one for just buying houses and one for rent to rent.
It's like a trading company.
Yeah, so you're building your assets in one company and the other
Yeah,
company's
other
just trading.
Yeah,
Yes.
cash flow aspect.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got the slow pound going on now. We're trying to build our fast pound right now
Yeah.
to get more cash flow.
Yeah, because that is the problem with BRRs. Is
Yeah, it takes a while.
you don't really make money until the second time you refinance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you refinance, you have to get your money back or most of it, but really you don't make money. You're only cash flowing.
No, it's just about building the wealth and actually the property itself, just having these down the line. Because in the future, everything's going to go up.
Yeah.
So it's just about building long-term wealth, because that's our goal anyway. So we know cash flow is so important. Of course it is, but our long-term goal is wealth, long-term wealth.
Yes.
So we thought doing this is obviously tying some money up, don't get me wrong, but it's also a sensible decision to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is what people don't understand. Like, because money is going down in value. If everyone's got savings, it's going down in value. And not only that, their wages.
Yeah.
If they earn the same thing this month that they made last month, it's actually worth less now.
Yeah.
So whereas, if you tie the money up in property, that it
grows.
Then it's
goes
wealth.
over, yeah.
Money is a form of wealth in a way. Totally. But it's not as good because it's going down in value.
No.
Unlike property or even crypto stocks as well, if you do it right. Those are a bit more volatile.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we left.
These are more calculated.
That's why. But the volatility it becomes less and less relevant the longer term you're thinking, right? So, yeah. So it's kind of hands off then, in a way.
Pretty
if
much.
Damien's company's going to do all the
We'll definitely go down there for content purposes and to help where we can. But yeah, it pretty much is hands off, and obviously Damien's going to manage it for his side of things. So it's like, obviously we're putting the capital in, and obviously his sort of his in the business is to sort of help with these things. Because obviously, even though we've come and learned a lot, obviously we aren't as experienced in terms of years and years like himself. So we wanted to work with someone like him because we can trust him, and we know that he can help us through the process. So that obviously that can help us build and do our own in the future. You see, and do it by ourselves. So it's good to learn against someone like that.
So why did you jump in and do all three at the same time to start with? Like,
so basically, also we just wanted to.
We had the money.
We had
So
the
you had
money,
the
so
money,
we
yeah.
we thought might as well tie it all up, because if we don't, sometime we might end up spending somewhere else. So it's good to lock it up there, and it's just a deal that came along. We was like, yeah, we'll take it.
So was it one single deal for all three? Like they connected?
So there was some sort of connection. One is separate, but two connected to this one person. The reason why we got it as such a good deal is because this person was in financial difficulties.
And they wanted to sell both together.
They wanted to sell both together. And it was originally going to be a lease option agreement, but we realised that the person needed the capital ASAP to sort of fund his other investment that went through, and we didn't trust him paying his mortgage, so we didn't want to take that risk. So we decided, okay, we'll offer him a cash offer, and we ended up saving a lot more money. That's why these are actual proper all money out deals now. Whereas beforehand, they would have been probably like leaving 10k in or something. So not a lot, but now the more money out there was because we got it less, because we was able to offer more, because we found out the difficulties it was in, and we used that as a way to sort of help us sort of help us really, isn't it? Exactly that. So
Yeah. No, so it's win-win situation.
yeah.
That's good. So I think maybe we should explain for people who don't know what a BRR is.
Okay, yeah.
So go on.
So it's buy, refurb, refinance, and rent. Or you could do the way rent and refinance. Depends really.
Yeah, I got buy, refurbish, rent, refinance.
Yeah.
Technically, it's 3 R's. Oh, you could add a fourth if you want to repeat.
Yes.
You kind of rebuild your. So what? Go on then. What? Buy, obviously.
You're buying it in cash, or you can bridge it. You could do this obviously with different ways to do it.
Bridging would be like taking out a loan.
Yes.
A bridging loan. It's like a mortgage, but you normally have to pay it back within a year.
Definitely.
And then, so yeah, buy, refurbish. So you need to buy something that needs refurbished. This is the key.
Definitely run down.
Yeah.
You need to be able to buy something that you can add value to.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And then rent, so you rent it out and then you refinance.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's when you refinance at that higher value that you can then possibly get all your money out. Or maybe, like you say, you leave 10k in, but then you've bought a house for 10k.
Exactly.
And this is what people
don't understand.
People just don't understand this. And they're still on the news and everything, they're still drumming in this idea, oh, it's so hard to buy a house and everything. It's like, yeah, if you're doing it the stupid way, the way that people did it in the past, but not if you're smart and you know what you're doing and
I think there's just smart people out there as well that don't understand that. Like, when I was introducing him to Samuel, he was speaking to his financial advisor that said don't get into property as well. So I'm thinking there are smart people that tell you not to get into property as well, but maybe they had a bad experience or something like that. But got to think a bit more broad-minded and just think it works.
Yeah, I mean, financial advisor. I'm not sure I would believe anything a financial advisor says, because they make their money on commission. So they're not going to advise anything where they don't make a commission.
Yeah, they wanted to type in stocks and everything.
Sorry, was that
the financial advisor advised him to tie up in stocks and stuff like
and
that.
Funds, like probably some fund
that they can make money off, or
where
something
they get a kickback or something, and they probably get a kickback every year you keep it. Some of the time. So I mean, and going back to funds and stock market and stuff. Yeah, a lot of these funds that are like actively managed make less than just an index fund that's not managed. So instead of and these financial advisors, they'll normally tell you to go with one of those because they're the ones that pay the commissions. Whereas if you just went on an index, but if you actually look, they don't beat the index funds. They don't. Well, sometimes they don't even beat the index. So just buy an index fund that's not managed. The commissions will be lower, or the fees will be lower, and you won't be paying commission to an advisor.
I'm glad I didn't do that, because imagine if I did, I'd be trapped for like 5 years.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Because I originally had spoke to financial advisors. I'm glad I didn't. I think obviously I always believe it's a godsend, because if I did, like I said, it would be trapped. It probably would be. So I
was shaking my head like, don't
access the money and whatnot. But the thing is, you learn. It's a learning curve. How else are you going to learn?
Exactly. Yeah.
How else? You just got.
You got to feel fast to learn more.
Of course you do. So
learn faster.
But I'm glad I didn't take these rash decisions, because sometimes I can be quite rash, but other times I'm quite sensible. But it's all calculated risks, and this was all getting introduced to Samuel and whatnot when I did this, and I'm glad it was the perfect timing. Because if I didn't, I would have gone into these. But obviously, I trusted it because I was young. You're a bit naive.
Well, no, it's not one of them. Young. I think a lot of people. They're supposed to be trustworthy and professional, and sometimes when people end up with a large inheritance or something, it happens to a lot of people. They don't know what to do, so they want to go out and get some professional advice, but there's misaligned incentives.
Yes.
We'll get back to the interview in a moment, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let us know what you think so that I can keep bringing you more valuable interviews in the future. And more importantly, there's a link in the description to sign up to my newsletter. I don't send a huge amount of emails, only just when I put out a new interview, a new episode, just to let you know there's some more valuable content available. Because YouTube isn't optimized for value. It's optimized to distract you. And I hope that I'm producing content that is valuable, is going to be really helpful to develop that self-unemployed wealth mindset. So use the link in the description to sign up to the newsletter, and look forward to seeing you there. But for now, let's get back to the interview.
Definitely.
Yeah, I had some friends who had that situation, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, you might be able to get 6-7% or something." It's like, that's not much. And they'll say, "Oh, it's better than money in the bank." Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I
Wait,
remember I had a phone call recently, just out of the blue, like some cold call, someone saying, "Yeah, we our investments earn 8%." I was like, "Yeah, mine make 30."
What a flex.
You want to invest in me? You should
Yeah.
invest in me.
That is so true.
But so having said that, though, the thing about BRR, if somebody gave you £1 million, you wouldn't then make £300,000. Let's say you were making 30%. That would be good. 20, say. You wouldn't make 200,000 the next year because you wouldn't be able to actually deploy all that money in one go. Because yes, you buy the house, and what you actually deployed, what you're making the profit on, is what you leave in the deal after you've done the refurb and the refinance, which can be several months. So, when I say I make 30, it's not like if someone gave me £1 million, I'd suddenly make 200 on it every year. It would take several years to deploy that.
Every project's different, though, isn't it? Really, as well.
Yeah. You have to deploy it, to have £1 million deployed. You have to spend it, refinance several times until you've got that much. But it might never you might never deploy it, because if you're doing all money out deals, then every time you're getting an infinite ROI.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the plan then. So focus on these three. You're getting the keys soon, this month,
And
next month, this month,
one for end of
next
this month, and one early next month, 2 early next month.
And then how long's the refurb going to take?
We're predicting about 4 months or so.
I'd say something like that.
4 months.
No,
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, I'd say less than that.
Yeah, less than that.
I'd say probably
we
3,
refinance and
but at the
everything.
same
Oh,
time,
You're refinancing in 4 months.
Yeah. Should be
I'd
all
probably
money
say
out.
about 4 to 6 is probably what was refinance, but the refurb should take probably a couple months. There's this one that we're getting now, which is the keys in January, which is good because this one's the one which has the most refurb to do.
Is that the HMO?
This will be the HMO.
Yeah, but the
Because that'll
problem
take-
we've got is 2 of them is still there's tenants in there.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was saying that.
This one's free as well. That's because
one of them's free, and then that's why I said a longer time, because of people still in there.
But
Yeah. How are you going to do a refurb around existing tenants?
So that's quite interesting, because I know we're thinking we did some research where 2 of them's rented out from a charity, so we're going to ask them. I told them we might have to move them to a different house. We do the refurb and we can get them back in, and in that way for the charity, but like, look, we've done it all up there. Might ask for a bit more, so more livable standard.
Yeah.
The worst case of this as well is we have to evict them, we'll try and get them evicted. It's obviously, yes, we're not going to get the refurb and the refinance done quickly, but the thing is, what we wanted to do was just secure these properties because we know they're going to be good deals. So if we do come to these complications, they're only problems we can solve.
Yeah.
So, yes, if you have to go to court and get them evicted, it'd take a little while. Hopefully, we approach them well.
You want to avoid that if you can.
Of course you can. But there's the worst case scenario isn't the worst case, if that makes sense. It's not a bad thing. It's not going to make us bankrupt. It's not going to make us in financial debt. It's just something that we have to get around and solve these problems. But in some ways, I'm grateful that we have these problems so that we can solve them. So if we solve these problems...
Are these properties close to each other?
They're all in Grimsby, these are.
So you could do the one that's free,
Move them.
and then move them into that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've got an opportunity.
So you can say, look, you can even say, look, this is much nicer.
Yeah.
I'll give you a good deal if you're willing to move so I can refurb this one. And then you could move back if you prefer this area. You can move back in a few months. You can create that a win-win situation.
There's always loads of ways to get around it.
So we're not worried at all.
So for my mindset, it's like when it comes to that problem, I'll think about it then. I don't stress about it now.
Yeah.
So it's like there's always different solutions and everything.
Yeah.
So why stress about it now?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's good. And then with the refinance, because often you can get better deals if you wait 6 months or 6 months after you complete.
Yeah.
Because some mortgage lenders, if it's within 6 months, they'll only lend you what you paid.
Yeah.
So you've got a wider range of the market.
Yeah.
If you wait 6 months. Is that what you're going to do?
We've got opportunities. Like you said, that is something we could consider. We'll have to just see what sort of the refinance numbers are looking like. Damien said he's obviously got someone that he trusts who can tell us what it's going to be, and I think that's got high hopes for it. That's all we can believe and trust in, of course. But yeah, if we do need to wait, we need to wait. It's still, the thing is, they're getting rented out right now. It's still making some cash flow, even though it's minimal, it's still cash flow. So it's not like we're losing money.
And it's your money, right? You're not on a bridge.
No,
so you're not paying interest.
there's no
That's why we don't
Yeah.
stress, because some people obviously have the bridge, so they have to act fast. The reason why it was easy for us to go ahead and go with these deals, even with the odd idea of potentially having to wait long, is because obviously I paid in cash. So I've got no expenses, because the expenses are covered by the bills and council tax and whatnot. Obviously, we get more money from the cash flow coming in anyway. So like I said, it's nothing crazy, but it's not losing money. We're making money. So we can wait, make sensible decisions, and look what the best option is. And that's good, because we want to be good with our time. We want to make sure we're making the right decision and not rush into making rash decisions. So yeah, we're gonna look at all the options and solutions and pick the best one, basically.
Yeah, that's good, because if it's your own money, you're effectively all most of the rent, apart from a little bit for management.
Yeah,
you're not paying. The biggest expense normally is the mortgage payment.
Yeah.
So while you don't have that, and if you don't have a bridge instead, then it's just more cash flow for you. But you've got all that money tied up.
Of course,
you can't take the next step.
Yeah, that's another thing with property. We want to move fast and whatnot, and then keep refinancing, go buy another one. But at the same time,
you're recycling that same money.
Yeah,
this is what people don't understand why it's so good.
Yeah, it's like, and some people don't even understand how we got these 3 houses for free if it's all money out. They don't understand how that works.
It's because you're raising the value. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So awesome. So I think you guys are going to do really well. So are you going to keep going to? How many properties do you want to own in 10 years' time?
Well, every year we sat down, we're thinking we want to buy about realistic numbers, about 7 to 8 every year. Do all this BRR, cash flow. We're concentrating on the cash flow right now as well, with SA deals, service accommodation, and that should give us cash flow to keep us going, so we don't have to.
So are you managing SAs yourself, or
we're going to try to a bit, but at the same time, I know mine and Finlay, the way we network and everything, we could get management time in place and free up our time to go find other deals and do other stuff as well.
Yeah. Time's got to be valuable, and we know certain people have management companies such as Damien. We know other people self-manage, like Shannon, and she's very successful as well. It just really depends on what we want, and for us, we want to be free. We want to have that.
You're
freedom.
similar to me. Like, I don't really want to be getting into managing SAs.
Yeah. So,
although I mean, even having an SA that is managed by someone else is less passive than a like single lets. So yeah, I think you're similar to me. You just you're thinking about the long term, the slow pound. You're focused more on the slow pound than the fast pound.
Our time is valuable. We're going to make sure that we generate enough cash flow to be very comfortable in life, but at the same time, like, we're trying to build that long term wealth.
Yeah,
as simple as that. We know that,
because what you don't want to do, because then you're not much better than normal people. If you're just spending all your time on something that gives you higher cash flow, and then you just use that for your living.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Basically, at work again, it's like, but you understand that the fact that you're working for yourself, but the whole thing is you got out of it so you can think with your mind and numbers and not just be doing grafting away.
It's kind of weird because, like, you don't. The key to building long-term wealth is not to make money. When you think, like, you want to be focused on building the wealth, buying things that are going to go up in value.
Yeah.
And that isn't about making money. Yeah, so you really just need enough cash flow to live the lifestyle you want. Yeah. And then just be putting everything else back into things. But yeah, like, if you end up with a net worth of £10 million, you probably never actually made £10 million. You probably bought things that went up in value to that £10 million net worth.
Well, it's good because you can leverage off that.
Yes,
and that's the most important thing. That's what every millionaire, every single successful person.
There's no income tax on leveraging your assets.
We have fantastic and big ambition goals that we are going to be able to meet, and we know that these are millionaires, definitely multi-millionaires. We're going to make this, but like you said, it's about long-term wealth. As long as we get a certain amount of cash flow, that's what matters to us. You don't have to. We don't want to be greedy because it's sometimes about management as well. We could manage it all ourselves, but what's the point? You need to be free.
Yes.
And if you're doing it yourself, you're not free because we're going to have to go back and forth, and we're going to be stressed. It's not going to be worth the money. So,
and it's also delayed gratification. Because if you think £1 now, I could spend it now, but in 10 years' time, if I'd reinvested that could be worth I could have cycled it
Yeah.
several
Yeah,
times. It'd be
definitely.
worth 10 times as much as
Yes.
it is now.
But
So
it's
you've
so
got to
hard.
think, like, every
Yeah.
time you want to buy a beer or whatever, if it's £5, it's actually costing your future self £50
Yeah.
to buy that beer today. So, or whatever. You know
I
what
know
I mean?
what you mean. That is, yeah, smart to think like that, actually. Yeah.
But the pull of the comfort and the fun today is what is mesmerizing people, and because they don't have that long-term vision, so that it's difficult for them to then delay gratification because they don't know what they're delaying it for, you know.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Colin. So basically, you know, when you had, like, you got other friends as well. I've got a wider range of friends, but with the people that think 9 to 5 are the best, and then you try to convince them, and you go back and forth. Like, what do you even do with that? Because we know that a 9 to 5, that's not where you want to be. But there's other people saying, nah, it is, and they just want to have a house paid off. And my family kind of fall into that category, sad to say. But my dad's got 1 or 2 houses fully paid off, some overseas, one here, but he doesn't get the idea of using that refinancing and leveraging.
So
off
what
that.
you're saying? Are you trying to convince them, or are you
I'm
just
trying to convince them, but they said, prove me wrong and see.
Well, prove them wrong then.
That's
That's probably if it's like, if it's family, people you love and you care about, and you want them to understand what you're doing, then I would just say show them. Just get on with it.
Actions speak louder than
Yeah,
words.
that's
Yeah, and then that once they see you, you're building your portfolio, then they'll understand. If it's like other people at work who are just, talking crap about you, just ignore them.
Yeah. So I would say to ignore that negativity. You know, these people now, some of them are like apologising, like I said earlier, asking how we're doing it, and we are happy to help anyone, regardless if they do us over, because we don't want to hold their grudges. We have good morals, and that's the truth. But it's so hard sometimes because it's like, for ourselves, we think, why do you have to hate though? Why do you have to sit there and put down upon someone? And I don't understand why someone can have that mindset and those morals, because that's what they're doing to us. They're literally wishing upon our downfall, wishing us not to succeed. And then now they're asking us how we're doing it. Can we come to the inner circles? Can we learn? And it's like, well, I don't understand it really, how you can have such a mindset change like that. It's just because you start making results. It's because of the results we're having. They don't believe until they see the actual results. They didn't believe the picture until the results start coming in. And now the results are coming in. They start believing in what we're doing and trusting us.
And with our Instagram page, what we do is, like, anyone messages if they want any help. Me and Finn are both great believers in giving back.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
What we have, and we'll give back to the people. And the more you give back, the Lord will give us back tenfolds.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's also, when you give back, it feels good.
It does.
It's not just about giving. It's actually about, you do receive. You do start to feel good. But also you start to realise your own value more as well when you share.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing a lot of the Inner Circle talks. I'm hoping to come to Leicester soon.
We'll book you in, mate.
Have we booked me in?
Well, when are you available? Because we've got...
Well, hang on, let's not talk about that.
Sorry,
We'll talk about that after the podcast. But yeah, because I prepare a talk, and in the talk, I put my best self forward. Obviously, talk about challenges and things as well. But I say, look, this is what I did, and in doing so, I start to think, yeah, actually, and in putting my best self out, I then try and rise, because I'm not that best person all the time, but I start to try and rise to that because I know that it helps me to realize I am capable of those things.
Yeah.
I've done it, and now I want to do it more. So I really think that sharing and doing the talks is such an amazing thing, and running the Inner Circle as well. You'll find the similar kind of thing. So it's another great thing that the Academy gives us the opportunity to do.
Yeah, definitely. And what's your thoughts on investing overseas? Because me and Finn are flying out.
We're going to Dubai actually next week.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you going for the Academy thing?
We're going with Academy
not
people.
on your high flyers
Oh, because
club.
Damien's doing something.
Yeah,
isn't
We're
he?
going with Damien, yeah.
Yeah.
Excited for
I'm
that.
going for the high flyer thing.
I'm
nice.
going to miss you as well. We're not going to see you there.
Yeah.
We might stay longer if we can.
We could have done this in Dubai. I'm going to. My plan is like a work trip. I'm going to try and shoot as many podcasts as I possibly can. I'm hoping to record.
What time are you going? When are
I'm
you-
going on the end of the month, 31st.
We'll see what the situation looks like. I might come.
Might
Get another
see you there.
podcast in Dubai edition.
Yeah. So yes. So yeah, first time I've announced that. I'm going to be doing a lot of episodes from Dubai soon. So check.
That's great.
Congratulations,
space.
brother.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, should be good.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wasn't really thinking about Dubai and overseas because in some ways I've got some connections just to South America and things, but I've always just thought it'd be nice to live there, but I don't. It's a whole different world, and when it comes to investing and the way that property works. So I just thought, I know the UK, so I'm just going to invest here. But I'm open to setting something up abroad, maybe Dubai, maybe.
Giving hints, and aren't you?
Maybe I am thinking of setting something up kind of on the back of the podcast about some sort of mindset training, mindset coaching business. It's still just ideas at the moment. So let me know in the comments if you're interested. But maybe setting that up in Dubai or something. I don't know.
Cool,
I
mate.
need.
No,
I mean,
no, you
I'm
need to
going
think
there for
about
the
it,
first
yeah.
time at the next month, so I'm going to be learning a lot about it. I'm hoping to get some people on the podcast as well who
Definitely,
can
mate.
talk about, foreign what you need to do as a foreigner to set up a company in Dubai and stuff like that.
I like
So,
that. That's actually really
Yeah.
good.
yeah, that's one of the advantages of having a podcast is that I can
Speak to anyone you
speak
want.
to
Yeah.
people, get people on the show, and get advice from people,
Yeah.
but also share it with the audience. So
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, this is giving back as well to the audience, so it's good.
yeah,
Yeah, of course it is.
yeah. No, I really hope that it's valuable to people, but because it's tricky because I did it for 18 months and it was really just me it was a very solitary thing. It felt, or at least it felt that way. But obviously, I was reaching out, or the audience, the shows were getting seen by thousands of people, but I never really heard much from them. But I'm starting to sort of, especially when Samuel gave me the award, starting to appreciate the value that people are getting from it. So
Definitely, mate. You definitely offer a lot of value.
Yeah.
For
We watch
people
all
like
the time.
us to just get ourselves out there, talk about our experience, our story. It's something that's inspirational. We really admire it. That's why we want to be like you in terms of podcasts ourselves. So yeah, it's just something to learn. So yeah, no, you're doing really
Oh
well.
yeah,
mate.
because you told me you were you're
Yeah.
thinking that you're
Definitely,
doing a
mate.
podcast. So tell me about that.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, go on,
Yeah.
brother. You
So
go, yeah.
we want to put a podcast out as this mindset we talked about is for younger people to get into property and to take that risk, and because you don't want to be working until you're 40 or whatever, work your way to retirement. So you want to get them out earlier and take the risk and show them not everything's a scam.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So what were you gonna? You have guests on similar to
Yeah.
what I'm doing? Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, a bit of everyone, but everyone does makes money differently just from a 9 to 5. Want to get them on, speak about their struggles, and because I know a lot of people just always speak about the positive side of things, but wanted to tell them about the negative. Like we had a deal go through that would have made us millions of pounds straight, like million each, and that was something to get over. Was very difficult for us, but
Yeah.
we got over it.
I mean, it's not easy. There's
No.
challenges, setbacks, things go wrong. Even good deal sources sell bad deals sometimes.
Yeah.
Even a deal that looks good on paper can go wrong in reality. So
And in terms of like, obviously, I was to mention about the podcast, it's about a mindset thing like yourself as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, we want to encourage younger people to speak out in terms of the experiences in their environment as well. We obviously want them to talk about the negatives, like I said, because it's all a positive thing. Of course it is. There's so much that goes right, but also the thing is there are stuff that goes wrong, and people don't want to feel, well, for us, we don't want people to feel like they have to be alone at that. But like I said, it's embarrassing or it's not the positive. We want everyone to speak out. That is true. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like you want to share your best self, like I was saying before, because then it
Yeah.
helps you to rise to it. But at events and stuff, you also want to share challenges
Of course.
and things
Encourages other people.
because it helps other people say, "Oh, I had that problem. You've got to
Exactly.
do this, that, and the other," and it helps you, get through it.
We're not ashamed at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's helping people. We're not ashamed to act like people are vulnerable to help other someone else. We don't mind sharing the stories that go wrong. We really don't, because it could help someone that's
Yeah.
feeling quiet or trapped that they can't say anything, because there
Yeah.
are things that go wrong, many things. but they're all lessons. They're all learning curves that all of us can encourage each other to speak out or to help them with that situation, because that's person who's necessarily like keeping that problem in this sort of quiet. Someone else could have that problem and help them out in that aspect. So it just encourages people, to help each other. I guess really that's the sort of main goal for us.
So where are you at with the podcast? Is it
Start obviously, like I said, we want to get the name for it.
Yeah, we've got
Not confirmed, mate, but we definitely are going to do it.
Because we're flying out and this and that. We're looking for an essay. So what our thinking was, we're going to do on our own essay. We're going to get an essay, but when it's not rented out, we're going to get people in. So thinking about when it's not rented out, how we can.
So does that mean if you get a long-term booking,
we're going to say there'll
be no more podcasts?
It'll be a fantastic thing, but look, that'll happen. We'll get like a 6-month booking, and then we'll have to get an office or something. But that's something to be grateful for, because regardless, if we do get long-term bookings, that's fantastic. And if we don't, we're going to use the sort of opportunities to, do something good with it, not just sit around going, oh, there's no one there in there. Let's do our own content then, sort of thing. So it's a win-win situation for us.
So does that mean you're not going to start until you've got this essay? Because I would say just start.
Yeah, I think we do need a little place, so I think this is like here, it's perfect. Do you know what I mean?
But I don't always film here.
No, you do. You film elsewhere as well.
I'll film wherever. Like on Monday, I'm driving down to Cornwall to speak to interview Ginny and Jer.
Yeah.
Wednesday I was in my essay in Bath filming with Joseph Newland. I did a couple in a hotel room at the Thistle early in the month. So I'll just make it work wherever. That's why I've got quite a streamlined setup. Just record with 2 phones and these little mics. That's all.
So it's not. That's what I wanted to check. 'Cause it's not.
Don't make a barrier for yourself.
No, that's true.
Just say we're going to do it, and we'll just make each episode. We'll just make it work, however we can.
Definitely.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, I appreciate you. So the setup's not that expensive. We thought it was, but it's not, is it?
It doesn't need to be. I mean, I could spend a lot more, but there's diminishing returns.
Yeah, you get massive quality out of this. You know what I'm saying? Every single time we thought it'd have some like massive Canon camera or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
So it is really
a whole
good
film
quality.
crew.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, someone in the corner like as well. Yeah.
No, it's just me. I hope it's filming.
Imagine, yeah.
I think you can get a lot with very little, and then the more you spend, the less return you get in terms of equipment and stuff like this. So I would say the most important thing is just start putting stuff out.
Yeah.
A lot of times I hear when people want to start a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever, they're trying to emulate someone else who's very successful on there, who's been doing it a long time, and they say they think they need to have everything in place to start, and then they never start. But no, the most important thing is that you just put something out, and then you learn so much from that, because if you don't do that and you try and do it all perfectly to start with, it won't be perfect anyway. Yeah. It's much better to get to that level in iterations and learning as you go. But the most important thing is that you're putting stuff out as soon as possible.
Definitely.
That's what I think.
In terms of anyone, whatever content or whatever industry you're in, I bet from the very get-go when you started, you've seen a massive improvement in terms of quality, in terms of everything, really.
And I also had a YouTube channel before, from my previous career of teaching English, and that's done well. And then my previous career before that was like a filmmaker. So
you've got a massively good back.
But
it's going to take us a few years, I know.
Well, but to be honest with you, what I'm doing now is just 2 cameras, and I just cut between the 2. That's not exactly filmmaking, So, and now, back then when I was doing it, people didn't have editing software on their phone. I mean, we didn't have smartphones. You're starting your own podcast. What's it going to be called?
It's going to be called The Holy Hustle.
Yeah.
So me and Finlay, we got here where we are because of God. That's what we believe. We're big believers in God, and we want to call it Holy Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the morals are going to stay the same in terms of the podcast. Sharing experiences, doing what we can to encourage people. So I think it's a perfect fit.
That's really good as well, because actually another thing that a lot of the haters say is that it's just greedy, focusing on money and stuff. But
no, it's not for us.
But actually, there's a whole other level. And Samuel emulates.
Of course he does. He's a massive believer in Christ, and that's why we follow him so well, because he believes in Christ.
Yeah.
So we know it's the right thing for us.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Well, I look forward to it.
Definitely.
I hope I can come.
We'll get you. Oh, absolutely. You'll be one of the first people coming on. Okay. Definitely, because you're the inspiration to why we want to have a podcast as well.
Yeah. Really?
Genuinely, because we've seen your podcast since we've been in the academy, and we've never really spoke out to you until recently, but we should have done so. but we've seen how much quality it is. We've seen people on there, and it really inspires us. So genuinely, I'm not even saying that you are the reasons why I want to do it. One of the big reasons.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Of course,
I'd love to come on.
definitely. We're privileged for us. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll see. We'll see you then. I guess.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and I really hope you found this episode helpful. If you have, and you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let us know what you think in the comments so that I can keep bringing you interesting and valuable information through the amazing guests that I am having on the show. Also, as I was saying earlier, more importantly than that, join the mailing list, because YouTube isn't optimized to give you value, it's optimized to distract you. But I think that the content I'm trying to give you is more valuable, and I'm trying to help you build that wealth mindset. So if that is something that interests to you, don't rely on YouTube and Google to notify you. Join the mailing list and you'll just get an email every now and then when there's a new episode available. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.